time than now, as it has placed the service in a vantage position to confront the criminal activities of terrorists, migrant smuggle, human traffickers, and our other transnational criminal activities who may want to use our route to commit crimes.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, the construction of the control center is in line with his administration's vision to formulate and implement policies that will protect and enhance the lives and living standards of Nigerians.
As a security agency, I charge you to be relentless in carrying out your statutory duties of keeping our borders safe while we ensure that criminal elements don't find Nigeria as a safe haven to hide and perpetrate their criminality. I urge you to actively collaborate with international security organizations like the Interpol in safeguarding our borders. Remember that a safe border is a prerequisite for a safe nation.
While insisting that the service must develop strong working relationship and ties with the international community and friendly nations as it relates to migration management, the president said the frontline workers in particular should remember that as windows to the world, they must show the best face of Nigeria at all times.
It is imperative that our ranking in the Global Security Index improves, and I am using this medium to call on all security agencies to step up their activities towards achieving this goal. I assure you that the administration will give the much needed support to you in your operations. I charge you not to rest on your present achievements, but strive to excel and make Nigeria proud.
The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, described the security challenges facing the country as temporal and surmountable, as the weakest link had been the land borders, and the technology building now in place will play a pivotal role in effective policing. He said 50% of all immigration personnel in Nigeria are now to work at the nation's borders. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTAi News.
Now, climate change is expected to displace millions of people, and engineers are worried that man may be pushing the planet towards ecological collapse. This was at the 2021 World Engineering Day in Abuja. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
Onyechi Okafor may be doing her business legitimately, but she is one of those emitting the 1/4 of global black carbon, which the United Nations says is the second largest contributor to climate change after carbon dioxide through log burning.
Firewood is not that easy because of the smoke that comes out of it. People always say that they like the firewood. It's the natural, the local taste that comes when you use firewood to cook, unlike gas.
Worried by this challenge and knowing that man cannot naturally be detached from his environment, Nigerian engineers joined their counterparts the world over towards ensuring they play their role in the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals by ensuring a healthy planet.
As engineers, we know that the solution to make the planet healthier lies on us, because we work for common good always.
If you keep adapting without mitigating, what you are doing is compounding the effects on the poor. Also, reducing carbon dioxide emission will not halt climate change in the immediate. Engineers need to start sustainable adaptation now.
Director General of the NTAi, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, was recognized for his support and drive for local content.
The DG2, this will motivate him to do more. We want to address the issue of climate change too in NTAi, because we operate with generator all the time. But I'm happy, we have started with our OB vans. We are using inverter. We are trying to see how we can integrate it into solar technology, and it will reduce costs. So thank you very much. We are
the adaptation and mitigation proposed by the forum is hoped will help change the cooking culture of Onyechi Okafor and prevent greenhouse gases and the global warming from rising to 2 degrees Celsius. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTAi News.
And to speak more on the World Engineering Day is the Vice President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Yakubu Ali Garba. Glad to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Now let's look at the theme of the day, engineering for a healthy planet. Why was this theme chosen at this time when we're experiencing a new normal?
Yes, the World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development is declared by UNESCO. 4th of March of every year is marked as the World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development. Now, 4 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals falls within the purview of engineers. Water and sanitation, infrastructure, innovations, as well as energy. Now, this year's theme is taking World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development. That's engineering for healthy planet. Why healthy planet? Like we said in the afternoon, we need to change our ways. We need to conserve energy. We need to use renewable energy like the solar energy to reduce gas emission. Like you can see, even the world over now, cars are going on battery now, on electricity. All this is towards reducing the carbon dioxide emission into the planet. Again, as you can see, the global warming too has to do with water and sanitation. So the Nigerian engineers and the world engineers at large are always trying to provide solutions to the global warming. Now the healthy planet, we have a lot of roles to play in ensuring that we have a healthy planet. We are now engaged again in biomedicals. We have now biomedical engineering, ensuring that the planet is healthy. So it is the UNESCO and the World Engineering Federation organizations that declare today, 4th of March, as World Engineering Day. And this year's theme is World Engineering Day for a healthy planet.
Okay, if I might come in now, they say technology is the new oil. And Nigeria is part of the Paris Accord. So what is the future? As we try to achieve this, amazing development, is there a level playing ground for Nigerian engineers to be at par with engineers from the rest of the world?
Yes, is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that we, the Nigerian engineers, are always trying to catch up with our counterparts world over. But like I said in the afternoon, the problem we have is the confidence. We need the Nigerian public and the Nigerian government to have confidence in the Nigerian engineers. We can do it. Nigerian engineers are excelling world over. If you go to Europe, you go to the Americas, you meet Nigerian engineers excelling because the environment is provided and confidence is given. So we need the government to give us that confidence, to have confidence in us that we can deliver. The environment is there, but we need that confidence to achieve all our goals.
Okay, so now what role is it expected from the Nigerian engineers in the fight against climate change for a healthy planet? What can we do to, go along with this UN Sustainability Plan, of 11?
Yes, like the lecturer said this afternoon, there are a lot of our activities that we need to change. Particularly, we have to look into renewable energy to avoid, I remember the executive director of engineering, NTAi, was saying that even the NTAi yourselves are now trying to go into solar to avoid using generator, which is always, the generator waste is always a threat to the environment. So this is the way now. This is the way to go. We need to go into renewable energy. And of course, we need to look into our environment to avoid pollution. like again I said it this morning, you remember Engineer Suleiman Adamu, the Minister of Water Resources, spearheaded campaign against open defecation.
Yes.
That campaign against open defecation is to ensure healthy environment. Of course, that open defecation come along with a lot of diseases, waterborne disease, airborne disease, and so on and so forth. But if we eradicate that open defecation, all those threats will be eliminated. So these are some of the roles Nigerian engineers for now are taking, and there are a lot of innovations coming. Again, we are going into the universities to say, if you have anybody that have research documents, that have research on the renewable energy, we now bring in industry. That's we are bringing in industry and academia together, as well as the government. The academia have their research product. They will now say the industrialists should now come and fund that project so that it will become reality. We want to put the, this thing behind us, that a situation whereby researches are done and are kept in the library or are kept in archives without being implemented. We want those researches to be implemented, particularly as it relates to renewable energy.
Okay, we're really running out of time. I'm sure you've given us a lowdown of what you intend to do as the year progresses. Thank you so much, Yakubu Adigarba, Vice President, Nigerian Society of Engineers. Congratulations on celebrating your day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, moving on, the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology plans to bring together researchers, inventors, innovators, and investors with the aim of converting various research findings in the country to products and services. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Bonaya Onu, who confirmed the 2021 Technology and Innovation Expo, said the program is a major instrument for the commercialization of research and development into products that are needed both at home and abroad.
Who are interested in inventions, innovations from research institutes, universities, federal and state MDAs, ministries, departments and agencies, polytechnics, industrial laboratories, private sector operators, the international community, Nigerians in the diaspora, and so on, to the Expo 2021 to showcase their inventions and innovations. I also invite students from all over the country to bring their inventions and innovations to this very important event.
The minister says the planning of the Expo has taken into consideration strict observance COVID-19 pandemic protocols and will take place from 15th to 19th March 2021 at the Eagle Square in Abuja. We'll take a break now. When we return, more reports. Do stay.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
As Nigeria finalizes arrangements to roll out the COVID-19 vaccines beginning Friday, the Minister of Health, Dr. Sadiq Henry, says the vaccination exercise, though a game changer, should not be regarded as the end of all other safety measures against the global pandemic. The minister was speaking at the second edition of the State House weekly briefing focusing on Nigeria's response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the last 1 year. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Since the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic in February last year, Nigeria, as at the 3rd of March this year, recorded a total confirmed cases of 156,963. Out of the number, 135,831 have been treated and discharged, while 1,939 people have died of the disease.
You will agree that with the leadership of Mr. President, Nigeria has actually mounted a very robust response to this outbreak. And you know, when things go wrong in our country, we often blame government. And when they go right, we thank God. But I think in this case, God may have walked a little bit through the leadership of our country to establish the mechanisms that have directed the robust response we've had so far.
And with the arrival of nearly 4 million doses of AstraZeneca last Tuesday, arrangements are now on to roll out the COVID-19 vaccines on Friday, with the frontline health workers as first beneficiaries. President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo are expected to be vaccinated on Saturday as a deliberate attempt at thwarting vaccine hesitancy, which is reported to be increasing worldwide.
I know there are so many countries that started vaccinating before Nigeria, but if you are to inquire, you will find that a lot of them did not wait for WHO emergency use listing. Some of them did not wait for some of the stringent regulatory agencies to certify these vaccines before they started using them. That is not what we're going to do in Nigeria. That is not what we have done. We've gone through a rigorous process, and we're pretty comfortable that the vaccines that we're going to be rolling out in the next couple of days are going to be safe and effective against the virus.
NAFDA Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye is reassuring Nigerians that the agency will not abdicate its responsibility of ensuring that only safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines are administered on them.
The lab staff took samples, and as we speak, they are working around the clock to test the vaccines. Without us saying it is okay, it cannot even be launched tomorrow. So I've been working with Dr. Faisal to ensure that by the end of the day or very early in the morning, we will say yes, it is okay.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ihanere, maintains that it is in the interest of everyone that the whole country is vaccinated, saying no one is safe until all Nigerians are safe.
Look at vaccine as a game changer, the much awaited silver bullet that should take care of COVID-19. But I must give a warning right away that it does not mean the end of all other measures. We are not going back on the non-pharmaceutical interventions or the public health measures. They must continue so that we continue to protect ourselves.
Dr. Ihanere also speaks on the lessons to be learned post-COVID-19.
We shall use these lessons to review the impact on our population health. We shall use it to consolidate our health system, to rebuild and especially reorganize our public health response and public health security, and review the changes that we need to make in our health system so that we can respond even better in future.
The third edition of the State House media briefing put together by the Presidential Communications team is scheduled for next week. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, new study suggests strong link between obesity and COVID-19 death rate, and the Supreme Court in Ghana upholds Akufo-Addo's election victory. Joyce Ometo has details of these and more on Global Update.
A report by the World Obesity Federation indicates that the death rate from COVID-19 is about 10 times higher in countries where half or more of the population is overweight. The report shows that being overweight is a highly significant predictor of developing complications from COVID-19 as well as death. Meanwhile, regulators in the UK and 4 other countries plan to fast-track the development of modified COVID-19 vaccines to ensure that drug makers are able to move swiftly in targeting emerging variants of the disease. The head of the agency, Dr. June Rain, said the goal is for future vaccine modifications that respond to the new variants be made available in the shortest possible time to UK recipients. In the meantime, the World Health Organization said says a promising 6-week decline in COVID-19 cases in Europe has been disrupted by a rise in infections. Now, coming from Africa, the authorities in South Sudan say a partial lockdown brought in to reduce the spread of COVID-19 will remain in place for another month. Reports say the extension is necessary to prevent wider spread of COVID-19 across the country. Now, globally, cases now top 116 million, with Nigeria accounting for 156,963 of these cases. Moving on, the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner has called on Ethiopia to allow independent experts into the country to investigate continuing violations that may amount to war crimes in the Tigray region. Michelle Bachelet said she had received distressing reports of killings, rape, destructions, and looting. The victims, she said, and survivors must not be denied their rights to truth and justice. Talking politics, Ghana's Supreme Court.
Now we're cutting the news short as we join our OB van crew at the Government House, Rivers State, as they inaugurate the Government House Clinic. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
To remain standing, may I invite Pastor Mike Lewy to take the opening prayer.
The man has come. All his name well.
May we have Pastor Barasi Ogan, Assistant Chaplain, Government House, Chapel of Everlasting Grace, take the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this evening for the privilege we have to gather again to celebrate your goodness over our lives as individuals and as a state. We lift up your name, O God, tonight because you are great. So, Lord, we commit this wonderful event into your hand tonight. We are asking that your grace will be available. We are asking that your hand will rest upon this work this evening. We are asking that the angel of your presence will be here to help us and to lead us. And above all, take the glory, take the honor. Have your way in this service. Jesus be glorified. Thank you, Lord, as you bless us and bless River State. In Jesus' wonderful name we have prayed. Amen.
Your Excellency, Yesomezawa Wike, CON, GSSRS, Power of Sports Africa, Governor of River State, and your amiable wife, Her Excellency, Honorable Justice Eberechi Suzette Yesom Wike. Your Excellency, Dr. Bukola Olushola Saraki, former Senate President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Ipalibo Hari Banigo, DSSRS, Deputy Governor of River State. The Right Honorable Ikui Owajibani, DSSRS, Speaker, River State House of Assembly. Your Excellency, Sir Celestino Mejia, GSSRS, former Governor of River State. Chief Dan Obi, Vice Chairman, PDP South-South. Ambassador Desmond Akaro, Chairman, People's Democratic Party, River State. The Right Honorable Austin Opara, OFR, DSSRS, former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. Your Majesty, King Dr. Danda St. Douglas Jaja, JP, JK V, Amayanabu Fupobo, the Chairman, River State Council of Traditional Rulers, and other Royal Majesties and Royal Highnesses here present. Honorable Yusuf Olanioni, members of the National Assembly, distinguished senators here present, principal officers and members of the River State House of Assembly, Secretary to the State Government and members of the State Executive Council, elder statesmen, special advisors, local government area chairmen here present, permanent secretaries, chairmen and members of state boards, commissions and agencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commissioning of the Government House Clinic and Administrative Building as constructed by His Excellency, the Governor of River State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully invite to give the welcome address the Chief of Staff, Government House, Port Harcourt, Chief Engineer Chukwemeka Woke, FNSE.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, the wife of the Governor of Rivers State, our special guest of honor, former Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, permit me to adopt the already established protocol. On behalf of His Excellency, Nyeso Ezenwo-Wike, CON, GSSROS, Power of Sports Africa, and the Pride of Rivers State, I welcome our special guests and all the distinguished guests for this special occasion of the commissioning of our state-of-the-art government health clinic and ultra-modern administrative block. I'm aware that even for those of us who are from Rivers State that visited government house, even in the last 1 year, would be amazed at the level of transformation that has taken place in the government house for Port. It only takes a visionary leader. It takes a man who has the people at heart. Therefore, on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor, and the good people of Rivers State, I welcome us all. Thank you and God bless you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to thrill us with some traditional dance steps, may I invite the River State's arts and culture.
Event here at Government House, Port Harcourt, underscores the importance the present administration attaches to the health of its workforce, especially those who work at Government House here at Port Harcourt. Beside this Government House clinic and the administrative block that is being inaugurated today for the use of the workers here at the seat of power, the government is also not relenting at deepening the infrastructure in the health sector. Underway also is the Mother and Child Hospital, that are also the zonal hospital by the present administration. All is geared towards giving the people a better healthcare delivery.
You from this state? Abuja. Make I tell you, since our governor enter as governor, he don't come our state. Which governor don't want now our governor to us. And let me tell you, he knows what. Now make I tell you, all of you fly over. We're under the call. Now our governor. If you go there now, all the whole of Venezuela, don't pass. I'm going to put the go like. Another one. Oh, Corona the flyover. We're under the call. Corona. Let me go to now, go there now. I'm talking to the fly. Room over. Go in the call artillery. 1 and 2. Flyover now, 2. 1 there. 1 there. I'm not too lost better. You never finish, You never finish. You know what is happening on road. That road. Government come, government go. You don't do like that. But as soon as our government come, Siam! Siam! Second page. Siam for second page. He never do. Oh, people. Oh, anybody from Abuja now. It's like the motor from Port Harcourt. Siam! What are you doing? My brother. Wait a minute. Talk to this man. This is our governor. He don't build medical centers everywhere. Our BMS. He don't take us. He must take teaching us. Wow! He don't be specialist hospital. Yes, from brother and child. Siam, middle page. Our governor. Middle page. Siam. Specialist. Thank you, scholarship to give us in teaching. When they come to study medicine from Pamo University. My head will use small. For 3 local government where they a substantive one. Now, make I tell you something. This one is the only governor. This way you enter from Western. Now, he never owes civil servants. If I can tell you that, in 2 weeks' time, all the boatload of promotion where other governments do us, give us the first page. Now, go there now. Now, plenty faculty now. Faculty of engineering. Faculty of medicine now. People now don't run from their state. Back page. Is that page? Read now. Give me this one. That one.
They go enjoy. You know what make our people they go outside Plateau go enjoy. Say then they bring animals. Say we and our children, we could just go relax for zoo. We could enjoy ourselves. This is our governor. Now talk to the governor. Oh, is there? That one where they talk to them, they sweet me. Okay. Our cultural sector. Now so just the Ghanisa.
Now, make I tell you.
I never finish. Why you cut me like that? Talk. Now, our cultural council, anytime we do want go performance, you know the waste time. Immediately they tell us, Daddy, you want travel? You don't bring the money. I bet the thing was, wait, this place looks strange to me. Now, where be this?
I tell you, this place will not be strange place.
Now,
this place, now still that government house where you sabi. But this one now, the modernized clinic and administrative building for government house. Look at that place. Now there where they always buy fuel for government house. Where the place don't chop water dam. Now see as you don't find like say now heaven. Now our governor now in Dua. Now make a tell on the most important thing. I think I know say when you come to what they call academy, football academy. Football academy. Now only countries now they get money do football academy. But now our governor don't bring football academy all the way from Spain to Nigeria. From Nigeria to River States. Our small children, they go learn how to read and write there. And they go also learn how to play football. Anywhere where graduate, to Spain. Go play professional football. And our governor don't promise us say every project where he starts. Before he go leave government, he go finish all of them. Thank you. Middle page. Wait. Jen. Where could they go? Where they go?
arts and culture or cultural troupe. Please can we put our hands together for them? May I now invite to thrill us with their dance steps, the Owembe Cultural Group.
Indeed, what you just watched was a performance by the River State Council for Arts and Culture. And before that, the play that was enacted was indeed a reenactment of the transformation that is going on here in River State. If it had been long you visited the state, especially the capital city, a visit to Port Harcourt, you will indeed be amazed at the transformation. Here at Government House Port Harcourt, the fiscal outlook is equally changing because of the infrastructural transformation by the present administration. When the current governor came on board, he came with a new vision, and this vision he is indeed implementing across various sectors of the economy. The totality of these projects is targeted at improving the overall fiscal outlook and in turn attracting more investors into the state, thereby creating jobs for the teeming populace.
Cultural Group. Together for them. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I create
one aspect of the rich cultural heritage that is abundant here in Rivers State. From the costumes to the rhythm of the cultural dance, they are conveying a message to the visitor. Rivers State is unique with diverse cultures, from those in the coastal community to those that inhabit the upland areas. There are diverse, rich cultural heritage, and occasions like these present opportunity for the display of such abundant, rich culture here in the state. The images you are seeing, they are the new and old government house clinic, whereas the former structure was a bungalow constructed back in the days. But the present administration has indeed transformed the fiscal outlook and also the equipment in the government house clinic. The totality of this project is to give those working at government house a sense of belonging. And indeed, there is this saying that health is wealth. For those who work here, they need to be healthy to serve the state better. And for Governor Nyesom Wike, there is no other way to strengthen the workforce but to provide a conducive working environment for the workforce to deliver effectively and in turn enhance productivity in service. Right from the inception of the present administration under the leadership of Governor Nyesom Wike, he came with a vision. And the vision was encapsulated in a document he entitled the New Rivers Vision. And over the years, he has been implementing this vision across various sectors. For some, the governor is even doing beyond expectation in his second tenure. There are those who are in same shoes with him, who will not bother to work for the people, because after this tenure, he will not be seeking for a re-election. But he is not deterred that he will not be coming back to seek the people's mandate. He is committed to ensuring that the promises he made, he kept to them all. And severally, he has also said that every project he has started, he will ensure that he complete them before leaving office.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I invite to give his remarks and project description the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Rivers State, Professor Princewill Chike, MD, DMP.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Chief Excellency, the wife of the Governor, Her Excellency, Suzette Eberechinye-Sonwike, Your Excellency, the former Senate President, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Rivers State, permit me to stand in the existing protocol. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, where you are gathered today is a transformation that can only come out from a special dream, special vision, an unusual abstract mind. This is what His Excellency has transformed this place to. First, the administrative building, which you can see at your right. That building, from the projection you saw earlier, was nothing to write home about. As we speak, that building now have a press unit, an account section unit. You also have an administrative area as well as transport unit. That section also houses an auditorium, a world-class standard auditorium and press area where press briefs can be given. There are other special equipment provided for that particular admin section. Behind you is the transport area as well as the modern filling station that will provide PMS and AGO just right behind you. Exactly opposite you, as you are looking, you can see the accommodation for medical personnel. This particular accommodation is supposed to have self-contained apartments and well-furnished apartments for specialists and other medical personnel that His Excellency has graciously approved for functioning of the clinic here. As I speak to you, approval has been given for the engagement of an array of specialists that will run the government house clinic. Of it all, your far left is the new government house clinic. By the time you would have seen or you have gone in to see the array of equipment and medical technology that has been imported into that clinic, you will agree with me that a new pacemaker has been activated in Rivers State in Port Harcourt in Government House. This particular Government House clinic house, as we speak to you, 6 wings. Of the 6 wings, the first wing contained an endoscopy area where you have special fiber optic techniques, the latest fiber optic techniques, to investigate for gastroscopy, colonoscopy, etc. And then it is connected by computerized telecommunication system where they can easily look through by virtual means and transmitted to specialists anywhere in the world they can access and discuss with personnel on ground. Also in that particular wing is the administrative area where you have the offices of the chief medical officers and also the admin personnel. There's also the presence of consulting room and emergency area on that particular first wing. Opposite that particular wing is another wing where you have the pharmacy with the latest state-of-the-art equipment for the pharmaceutical practice. We also have a section for the head nurse and the other nursing personnel. There's also the presence of the CSSD, Central Sterilization Technique for the hospital. It is also the same wing that houses the laboratory with all the most modern gadgets in modern time in the laboratory medicine, where you can perform and get resolutions as both nano and molecular medicine as we speak to you. And these informations are all computerized and synchronized that they can be accessed anywhere in the world and reviewed first and second hand opinion, and then procedures continue. And the second wing of this new medical clinic, government house clinic, is the radiology area. In the radiology area, you have the CT scan, where you have the 64 slides high resolution CT scan machine, which is functional. You also have the ultrasound scan machine, 4G ultrasound latest machines. You also have the MRI machine with the highest resolution put in place. Of course, there's an X-ray machine that also do the other imaging and other necessary gadgets. Like I said earlier, they are all synchronized, computerized, and connected by telemedicine that you can view and get information as and when due. And the next wing opposite the radiology unit is a wing where you have the theater, the modern molecular theater, and where you have other modular activities with every necessary equipment you have in the theater. The theater in this particular clinic is provided with a C-arm where in case there are procedures that require plating like the orthopedic surgeons will require, the C-arm will assist in making sure this equipment, this particular procedures are done properly. The theater is also provided with particular type of ventilation. That ventilation air comes in and can easily be removed and provide negative pressure. We also have the intensive care unit, the ICU, provided with the necessary gadgets, monitors. All these values are all connected to the same unit where we can be assessed. You also have an area now where you have the admission, where you have the wards, beds for personnel, for patients who have been admitted here. There's a particular area where you have the VIP area, VIP lounge, where you have an area for VIP where they can be managed. Of course, there's an obstetric unit as well, where deliveries can take place here. Ladies and gentlemen, what else can the medical world ask in this part of the world? Some months ago, His Excellency opened and built the Temple of Esculapius for the medical world in this part of the world by building the medical school in the River State University. He did not just stop there. He went further to establish the River State University Teaching Hospital. Now, we have where we have trained our personnel where they can exhibit the experience they have gotten. And of course, by His Excellency approving the engagement of specialists from different parts of the world, within 6 to 12 hours, specialists can be flown into this place to handle special procedures and they go back. We say goodbye to medical tourism in this part of the world. Your Excellency will say thank you. What else can the medical world say? To you who have done this, yes, roads, flyovers are being built, but they say health is wealth. What you have done in the health sector, we cannot repay you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the brief description, a brief summary of the administrative building, the government house clinic that has been transformed by His Excellency Chief Barrister Nyesom Ezenwa-Wike. Thank you very much.
That was the Commissioner for Health giving a vivid description of the government house clinic and the administrative block. And a key takeaway from his speech is the reduction of capital flight by virtue of the medical facility that this clinic is equipped with. This is an indication of a government that cares for the welfare of the health of his workforce.
Honorable Justice Eberichi Suzette Nyesom-Wike, Your Excellency, former Senate President Dr. Saraki, Your Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Ipalibo Hari Panibo, Deputy Governor of River State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on the existing protocols. I will not be able to add any technical details on what I have heard from Honorable the Commissioner of Health, which was very detailed. Thank you for that, to describe my project that well. I want to say something about His Excellency. First, I want to also, on behalf of our board, members, and the entire executive management of Julius Berger to thank His Excellency and his entire members of his cabinet for the support and opportunity they have given to us to fulfill this nice project and add another beautiful flower to the Garden City. Your Excellency, working with you is not easy. So each contractor who works with His Excellency, they don't sleep and can only confirm that he is not only a client for us, but indeed he is a brilliant project manager who follows each detail on his projects from the beginning till the end. I was really surprised how deep he goes in details, and he is never bored about any details you tell him. So the deeper we go, the happier he is, which is, I know is not easy for him as a politician and as a lawyer too, but I think he's now, we can say also he's a good engineer. It's not easy, but I think that's the best way for the project and also for the state. We know he likes good things. That's why Julius Berger endeavor always to give him not only the standards, but also the best. My journey and the journey of Julius Berger building department started in Government House 2015. We started building the brick house, renovation, the chapel, and the sit-out area. From there, we moved to Ecumenical Center. Then I moved with my team to Pleasure Park. From there, we came back to Government House to work on this nice project. And I'm very glad to say that my journey from Julius Berger with His Excellency on the medical sector is not ending here. And we promise you, Your Excellency, that the specialized hospital will be the best in the country. On behalf of my team and all my colleagues, we tell you, Excellency, Mekao and Gloss, God bless you.
Concerned about the poor quality project delivery that has been the bane to the nation's development, the Nyesom Wike's administration is very particular about quality project delivery. That informed the choice of Julius Berger in most of the projects he has embarked upon.
Rivers State Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, Your Excellency, the wife of the Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, the former President of the Nigerian Senate, Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Rivers State, I stand on all already established protocol. On behalf of the Nigerian Medical Association, Rivers State Chapter, I bring you, Your Excellency, warm greetings. We appreciate you for your developmental projects in Rivers State, particularly in the health sector. We thank you for setting up the College of Medical Sciences. Thank you for awarding scholarship to Rivers State Indigenes in Palmo University of Medical Sciences. Thank you for the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital, the renovation and reconstruction going on. We thank you. Recently, you released funds for the building of the Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences and Clinical Sciences of Rivers State University. The NMA Rivers State deeply appreciate you, even for the fund released for the building of the pathology block at the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital. Your Excellency, just 2 weeks ago, or rather 2 days ago, we heard in the news that you have decided to construct an ultramodern cancer and cardiovascular disease center. NMA Rivers State deeply appreciate you. Is a response call to the health need of the Rivers people. Now we are here today commissioning an ultramodern government house clinic. I've been privileged to go around it. I've also been privileged to train in different parts of the world. What we have here is ultra-modern. It can compete and far exceed any other clinic or hospital anywhere in the world. There is therefore no need for medical tourism outside this country. We call on the entire nation to come to Rivers State as a medical tourism destination of choice. Once more, on behalf of the NMA, we thank you. Your Excellency, sir, what you are doing in the health sector is resonating across Nigeria, Africa, the Commonwealth nations, and indeed globally. Little wonder the president, national president of the Nigerian Medical Association, and the entire National Officers Committee have expressed strong desire to come and visit you and be part of the success story that you have brought into the health sector. Your Excellency, a golden fish does not have a hiding place. We request that you kindly approve. Your Excellency, NMA Rivers State is so proud of what you have done, and the next month we'll be heading to Jos, Plateau State, to conclusively bid for the hosting of Annual General Congress, Annual Delegate Meeting of the entire doctors here in Rivers State, Port Harcourt 2022. And we have so designated that you shall be the grand patron of that conference. Your Excellency, we appreciate you. We thank you for having announced that there will be employment of doctors, indeed youth. We know that once you conclude this, the manpower need in Rivers University Teaching Hospital, at the general hospitals, and indeed the health centers would have been met. Your Excellency, NMA is excited. You have brought none other to come and commission this ultramodern government house clinic, but a revered medical elder, a member of the medical profession, an astute politician, a great leader in this country, our own Dr. Bukola Saraki. In my mother tongue, I welcome you to Rivers State, Ibiala Way. Thank you, His Excellency. NMA Rivers State will continue to work with you. Mecca, God bless you. Thank you. On behalf of the NMA,
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I invite to give a goodwill message a representative of GE Healthcare, Mr. Bright Kenechukwu.
Please, 1 minute. Your Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Wike. And for the sake of time, kindly permit me to stand on existing protocol. I bring to you the goodwill message from GE, and I'm going to read it right now. On behalf of GE, I congratulate His Excellency on this monumental occasion of the commissioning of world-class Rivers State Government House Clinic and the administrative building. This is a testament of His Excellency's commitment towards the revitalization of healthcare infrastructure in this illustrious state. We as GE are proud to be partners with Julius Berger in achieving this feat. We thank the management of Julius Berger for their support and collaboration in this project. It is a honor to be the medical equipment partner of choice for this iconic project. Iconic in the sense that the building design is best in class, the project management and execution, where GE played a big part, are aligned with global standards. It is noteworthy to mention that all medical equipment are state-of-the-art, from the radiology department to the operating theater, to the ICU, to the recovery rooms, to the patient wards, consulting rooms, nursing stations, even to the ambulance station. You will find at least one GE system to aid diagnostic confidence and patient management. Beyond equipment supply, there is a multi-year service coverage and training programs to ensure service optimization and that there is no disruption in operations. In closing, thank you once again, Your Excellency, for considering GE Healthcare, and we look forward to contributing to improving the overall healthcare infrastructure in Rivers State. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully invite to give his speech the Governor of Rivers State.
Kinga, your name is Yahweh.
Your Excellency, the wife of the governor of the state, Your Excellency, the former governor of Kwara State, former Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Bukola Saraki, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, the Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, particularly those who are from Rivers State, Senator George Johnson Sakibo and Senator Barinada Mpigi, members of the State Assembly, the former Deputy Speaker, House of Reps, former ministers, the Chairman, Rivers State Traditional Rulers Council, Chairman of our great party, and Chairman of our Elders Council, and other traditional rulers who are here, Chairman of Council that are here, members of the State Executive Council, the representative of the MD of Julius Berger, the Regional Manager South, Mr. Fisher, and their friend, Mr. Mauritius, who has come today to tell us that he wants to take our money the more. Former Governor of Rivers State, Mayor, sorry, you know, when you are here, you will not see, at the age we are now, age is not on our side, so it's not easy. Some of us don't see well again because of our age. You know, so gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that today is one of my happiest days in life. I can go home and tell my family I'm a happy man. I have not disappointed the people of Rivers State. And I have not disappointed the party that gave me the privilege to contribute my own quota in terms of the development of the state. But for politics, I don't think there's a need for any Rivers man and woman to think of any other party. Just, you know, politics, you cannot have one party. You must have a different view. Ordinarily, if we are following reality as it was supposed to be, the other parties should pack and go, because PDP has done it in Rivers State. And that is the truth of the matter. It gives me joy because when we came, and all of you knew what happened to us when we took the reins of power. They fought us. In fact, nobody will even believe that the way we were fought, we can even lay one block. My election was nullified by the tribunal, by the Court of Appeal, as it pleases them. But God saved us. Supreme Court said no. They nullified all the members of National Assembly. They nullified the House of Assembly. So we had to go through re-election, re-election, and re-election. But we kept faith with God, believing that He is the ultimate. When He gives you, when He says this will be done, it will be done. It does not matter the gang God against you. When God said, this is my wish, it will naturally materialize. But on 27th of May, 2015, my predecessor said, the former Senate President's friend, he said, I cannot get money to pay salary, not to talk about projects. But see how God works. I've not only gotten money to pay salaries, I've gotten money to do projects and projects and projects. So who of you here will say that you don't believe in God? So I'm proud. I can walk anywhere in this state without security because my party and our administration, we have fulfilled our promises to the people of the state. You have seen what here used to be like. People forget, and that's why my chief of staff said, look, there's a need to play back for people to see what here used to be like, and for you to see what it is today. I'm a second-time governor. I'm not a first-time governor. You know, people have this impression that when somebody goes for a second tenure, it's for him to go and chop money. I told you, not for us. We're going to work as if this is our first tenure. And that's what we're doing. We have started commissioning since Monday. When we announced in November 2019 that we're going to do 3 flyovers within 16 months, they said, no, it's not true. It will be one of those elephant projects that we abandoned. To the glory of God, we brought in Julius Berger. They promised 16 months, but they delivered in 14 months. These projects you are seeing today, like the project manager came and said, it's not easy to work with me. I agree. Because I paid them, and I said, you must do my work. This project would have been commissioned. It would have been 8 months project. But because of COVID-19, GE couldn't bring their equipment because you can't fly in anything, no production, everywhere shut down in the world. If not, it was an 8 months project that would have come. But we thank God today that we're here to commission this project. I'm so happy about it. And that's why I brought one of our leaders, those who are highly respected, the medical doctor in that matter. Not just to commission virtually, not to come and see it with his eyes and commission it, because you will not die of any COVID. When you are here, you will see it, what we have done. So when you go back home, you see, you tell people that yes, I was there. Not watching on television alone. I was there, I saw it. I thank everybody here. Yeah, I'm so emotional because I know what we passed through in the hands of the ruling government. No government, no state government have been harassed like River State government. Not one. Not one. But I will never give up. I will never give up. I will continue to do what I think is for the best interest of the people of River State, because they gave me the privilege. I'm not the most intelligent person. I'm not the most handsome person, but they gave me the privilege. So I must continue to work for the interest of the people of the state. This clinic is not going to serve me alone because I'm in government house and my wife and children. No. It will also serve those who work in government house. It will also serve elder statesmen. It will also serve judges, legislators, leaders of our state. But it will not be free. Free thing does not work well. Because, you see, people must face the reality. But if you make it free, everybody, even the staff here, will go and bring his mother's relation. You hear, you will see over 1,000 people a day. But it will not be expensive. It's just to make sure the clinic will run. Just better will maintain it, everything here, they will do it, government will pay. But the clinic will be able to charge some money. You cannot say they should give you drugs free, everything free. It doesn't work that way. So people should have the truth. The doctor's quarters is here. Because we felt if the doctors are not close, sometimes at an emergency, you call a doctor. The doctor is living 20 kilometers. Before the doctor will reach here, the patient has died. So doctors who are on duty must have a place to stay. Nurses who are on duty must have a place to stay. When they are tired, they say, let me take a nap. I don't know why when the Senate President, former Senate President was there, when they go to their meetings, all those areas, they didn't have this. Come and see what River State has done. And tell your people there, don't victimize us. We are using our money to develop the state. And because we believe that the only hope for this country is for Nigerians to realize that where we are today, there's no hope. The only hope for this country is for us to go back and come to a party that has produced people like us. That produce people like us. I challenge them to bring their own people. Let us stay in a debate. There's no two ways about it. If it's not Coca-Cola, it's not Coca-Cola. It's not a question of going to pay money for people to register in their rooms. That is their business. What Nigerians want, change our lives. Give us better education. Give us better healthcare system. Give us basic infrastructure. That's what Nigerians want, not too much. So, I'm very happy. The Commissioner of Health has told you the state of the art of the equipment. You're a doctor. When you go there, you will tell us whether what the Commissioner said is true, whether the GE representative said what is true. But for Julius Berger, about their building, yes, you can attest to that, because they are not the ones who provided the equipment. They gave to GE. So GE said it's the state of the art equipment. So when we get there, you will see it as a medical doctor. Whether what this will told us here is the truth. But I know what they said is the truth. Very soon, we are going to commission our mother and child hospital for pediatrics and our women, gynecology and obstetrics. It's a 220-something bed hospital. It also has the state-of-the-art equipment that I don't know where we can compare with. Some people say, where is he getting money from? I said, why are you worried where I'm getting money from? I told you from the beginning I run a Jesus economy. I told you before, I didn't say today, don't I said I run a Jesus economy. Don't bother about the money. Once you are with Christ, and once you are with God, you won't have problems. How money will come, you will not know. They block me everywhere, but money will come. They give others says, they won't give me. I said, don't worry, money will come. How it comes is not their business. What is their business? That I use the money for the development of the state. That's what is important. They say, Julius Berger, are you sure he pays you 70%? Do you look Julius Berger as people that will do work for you without payment? Julius Berger is not one of those companies that you will come and they know. The Cancer and Cardiovascular Disease Center we are building, we are going to pay them 70%. And they will build it within 14 months. Maybe within 14 months. So I just told you, I said, look, I am happy you gave me a privilege. And what do I offer back to you? What do I pay back to you? Do I pay back to you by carrying the whole money and go to my family and leave? How much can my family eat? How much? So, for me, I want my children, my wife, anywhere they are going, they should be proud that their father, that their husband, my friends should say, oh, their friend never disappointed them. The party will say, our candidate never disappointed us. Let anybody let federal government come to River State and say, there's one thing we have done for the people of River State. Let them say so. All the flyovers we are doing, all the federal roads, I will not write to them to give me, but they will not give me. And so I will not also go. But if they have conscience, they will call me and say, look, let us say the truth. You've done well. Come and take back your money and develop the state the more. I told people, and they thought I was lying. In 2015, when we came on board, there was so much insecurity in the state, kidnapping. I was shouting. I ran to the federal government. I said, look, help me. Give me special forces as I hear you give to others. They said, no. I was killing APC people. That I was killing APC people. So I came back home. I told our people, everybody kneel down and pray and call God. This insecurity will pervade the whole of Nigeria. And Nigeria will not know what to do again. And I told them that if you don't apologize to River State, they will never see peace. And that's what's happening in this country today. Because they felt this state should go down. Their governors were saying that we were killing APC people, that the kidnappers were PDP, that we were killing APC people. Today what's happening in Kaduna? Today what's happening in Burundi? Today what's happening in Ondo? What's happening in all the areas? River State is peaceful. River State is peaceful. I challenged them whether they gave me one support one day. Nobody agreed. This is the only state where a governor cannot choose who will be a commissioner of police. Since 2015 till now, we have had about 15 commissioners of police. Just to make sure River State does not move forward. But nobody is God. Nobody is God. They go to their ministers to choose commissioner of police for our state. So that, well, what will happen? To come and make the state ungovernable? But God does not think so. God does not think so. And that is why I have told our people, remain calm and be united. You will see what God will do for you. You don't need to panic. You don't need to be afraid. Man who is with God is with a majority. And that's what we're achieving. We are commissioning every day, and we continue to commission every day. I have told them, if you like, put off your AIT, you watch channel. Put off channel, you must watch NTAi. Except you don't want to watch television, you can go to CNN. But you must watch and see what we are doing. So, my dear people, we thank Almighty God for giving us this opportunity, for giving us the wisdom to manage the little resources that we have to make our state to be one of the best in this country. And God has been on our side. He has the clinic, he has the administrative staff of the government house. From tomorrow, Pamsec and Co will leave my place and move here, stay here. There have no civil servant again will be in my place. Let them come here and stay. But it's not for you to destroy the place. You know, one people that you know, they are not good at all in management, in civil service. They will kill it now so that they will be overhead. That's what they do. You just watch in 1 month. Unfortunately for them, we have signed a contract with Julius Berger to be the one that will maintain this place. If not, they will have finished us. Now we have a filling station, diesel, or whatever. Out of them, so there's no more fuel in the car. Give us money. That one has ended. All those small P3 we are doing. Fuel within the car. You say, no, there's no more fuel. You go outside, they give you 50,000, you buy 20,000. No more. Every vehicle come here with the card, take. So no more money will be given again. You can see they are not happy. But see, when I said I was moving here, they were clapping. But I have ways to checkmate you. If today they vote against me, you know what? They say this man have blocked everywhere. Because, we must do things in the right way. Enough is enough. This country can't continue this way. It can't continue. It can't continue. So, Mr. Former Senate President and former Governor of Kwara State, I thank you for coming. I will invite you to speak to your people, even though you put your friends in power and things have not worked well. It's good to remember history. He is one of the heads of those who brought these people. So the punishment you are suffering today, at times when you also face it, they are pursuing you left, pursuing you right, they want to jail you. That's how when we were talking to you, listen, don't rush. These people, be careful. I thank God that you have not seen. That's why they can never get me. I won't go. They have their governors who they talk to me. I won't go. I stay with my wife, very beautiful woman. I stay with her, and then I stay with her and enjoy my life. Whatever she provides, I eat, and I add small thing I eat too. I bear them laughing. So this Nigeria has made a mistake. Let us correct the mistake by going where the hope is, and that is the People's Democratic Party. That's where the hope lies. So I invite you to talk to Rivers people, and then as a medical doctor, as a professional, commission the clinic. In fact, the man having here now, we brought the best of the best outside. There was all of people here. Commissioned and also commissioned the administrative office, to the glory of God. Thank you, and God bless you.
A key takeaway from that speech is that the governor has reaffirmed his commitment to work for the best interests of the state. Indeed, he said he is satisfied with his achievements so far. One key thing about this government house clinic, it will also serve legislators, judges, and other statesmen, but it will not be free. Payment will have to be made to sustain the program, the project. Now, let's hear from the special guest of honor, former Senate President Bukola Saraki.
Your Excellency, the wife of the Governor, Honorable Justice Susan Nelson Wike, this Honorable Deputy Governor, Honorable Speaker, the former Governor of Rivers State, the Chief Judge, distinguished senators here present, those from Rivers State, and also distinguished senators of the 8th Assembly who are here, members of the House of Representatives, traditional rulers, members of the NMA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here this evening for many reasons. Today I am a very, very happy man. I arrived this afternoon, and whilst I was waiting for this event, I got the great news that today my judgment came in a case where EFCC had taken me to court, and I was victorious in that case today. I knew the judgment was today when my dear brother told me to be here, but I had made up my mind, whichever way the case will go, I would like to be here with the people of Rivers State. And it's therefore, to me, a good coincidence that here today by the great pressure of Almighty God, I am victorious in a grace that we all know was more of politics and persecution than really the issue of corruption. And to be here with somebody too who has gone through in his own way experiences of persecution, as he said just now, of witch hunting, etc. But where he said emotionally that when the Almighty God is with you, you should fear no man. He talks about being one of the most sought out after governor, giving a hard time. I think I too will go in that in history as the Senate president that government had fought from day one to the last day. But what God said was that this gentleman will do this 4 years no matter whatever is done. And that's what's come to be. Where I'm going with this is that all of us should know that this power just comes from the Almighty God. And as such, we should not fear, but stand for what is right and what is best for our people. Let me use this opportunity that I'm here to say it's a great delight to be here, to associate with one of our ambassadors in our party, who by his efforts, by his actions, and by the success he has done, is a great ambassador for us in our party today in Nigeria. Before now, I had always known that he was more focused on infrastructure, and that's why I used to call him Mr. Project. But today, by this project, which is special to me, being not only a medical doctor, but also the son of a medical doctor and the father of a medical student, it gives me great pleasure to be here. I must confess that I've been here seeing it when the project was going on. I came here one evening and next thing at 1 a.m. So I confirmed with the project manager. He said we have to go somewhere. I thought maybe we were going to go and eat. We came here and we walked around this place at 1 a.m. inspecting and looking into this project. So I confirm with you, I know what JB must be going through here with the governor in the area of supervision. But everywhere I've shown in the world that when you talk about reduction of poverty, healthcare is very, very important in reduction of poverty. In infant mortality, maternal mortality, it has to do with healthcare. So let me commend your vision in putting through this kind of project. I remember when I was governor over 15 years ago, in 2009 to be precise, I invited GE then too. We put up a diagnosis center in our state, and it was GE as well that I installed. So I'll be very curious to see where technology has gone today. But what I saw the other day when I peeped in, I know definitely that what we have here is something for us to be proud, not only in Rivers, but in Nigeria, but in the entire African continent. And this brings us to the point that once something is good or someone is good, irrespective of our personal political inclination or political divide, we must acknowledge. And I believe that this center is not only for the people of Rivers State, it is entire for people of the country and also for the African continent, for us to begin to look after ourselves with the best facility that we have. Once again, let me commend you, my brother, for that which you have done here. As you rightly say, and you know sometimes we agree and disagree, to agree sometimes and agree to disagree sometimes. But you have shown, and I think that is what I believe people like us like you, that you stand for what you believe in. It is not easy to do that, especially in this environment. You go through so much, but I think at the end of the day, the truth will always emerge. The truth is always the same at all times. And I'm sure it is that principle that has guided you in being able to deliver for the people of Rivers State. I congratulate you. I wish you all the great successes. And for the people of Rivers State, and for the people who will be running this place, I think the only thing we can do is to ensure that this facility continues many, many years after him. Maybe one day Governor Wike will come here as a grandfather, for where he will be receiving his grandchild that will be having a delivery at this place, to show that this place will continue, because he keeps on telling me that he's still young, that he has many years ahead. But I'm sure that if the facility continues to stand, continues to be to his own credit. I congratulate you and the people of River State. It is my great pleasure to step forward and commission this beautiful edifice. Thank you so much.
Your name is Yahweh. Your name is Yahweh. You are the miracle working God. Your name is Yahweh. Yahweh. We can call you now. Yahweh. You are the miracle working God. Your name is Yahweh. I never knew you would honor me this way. I never knew you would honor me this way. We never knew you would honor us this way. You honored us this way. Thank you, Jesus. Remember, we never knew you would honor us this way. We never knew you would honor us this way. We never knew you would honor us this way. You honor us this way. Thank you, Jesus.
Almighty God, who has made this possible. As I stand here today, I hereby, with this great honor, commission this medical center for the service of the people of River State, and give glory to Almighty God. Commissioning of the Government House Clinic, built by the administration of His Excellency Nelson Wike, CON, Governor of River State, commissioned today, 4th this day of March 2021, by my humble self.
Excellencies, welcome to the new Government House. This is the entrepreneur. That's Dr. Carlos. That's Dr. Carlos, who is the medical director, and then Nurse Stephanie, and then Dr. Wabale, the designated chief physician to His Excellency. They are the ones in charge of this hospital. The Government House Clinic and the mission. I've talked about the wings. This is the first wing, the wing on the left. This wing houses endoscopy with all the necessary equipment here. In this unit, you have endoscopy tubes and probes this way, yes, and then the equipment to cooperate, coated, and then laser endoscopy, colonoscopy, gastroscopy, and then they have to then they monitor the patient. All connected in series and then sequential by telemedicine. You can review it inside the country. And actually, when they were doing the revision, we discussed with specialists virtually. We also see
the special guest of honor there inspecting the new Government House Clinic reconstructed by the present administration. For Dr. Bukola Saraki, who himself is also a medical doctor, he believes that efficient healthcare is key to reduction of poverty in Nigeria.
And the rest of them, these are the doctors who work here.
Dr. Saraki equally believes that this facility will be of immense benefit to the people of River State. Commending the initiator, the one driving the process, Governor Nelson Wike, for sticking firm to what he believes in. The facilities at this clinic for experts in the healthcare sector. They are world-class facilities that would help in the reduction of capital flight by way of medical tourism. And this has been a very big challenge to the nation's economy at a time that Nigeria is battling to reduce inflation and also encourage local content. Facilities like this in the state and across the nation would help create jobs, sustain the economy, and provide medical services which Nigerians hitherto go abroad to seek for. Here in Rivers State, the government has clinic which the governor said would not only serve his family, those who work in government house, but also the legislators, the judges, elder statesmen, and all those who will also be coming to this facility will have to pay for the services. For the governor, if it is left free, thousands and one persons will flock this place, and indeed they will abuse the services here.
I give you, I give you, I give you, I give you, I give you. I give you Maria, I give you Maria. Aramama Maria, Maria, Aramama Maria.
For those in the medical sector in Rivers State, what are better days ahead, given the opportunities the establishment of these new health facilities will provide for especially doctors and specialists, nurses, and other allied medical professionals whose services will be needed at this facility. Not forgetting, the governor has also said the over 220-bed mother and child hospital will soon be unveiled to the public. You can imagine the job opportunities this hospital will create for those in the medical field. Also to come on board in the medical sector in the state is the Cancer and Gynecology Center, which the state is also proposing to establish in the near future. The State University Teaching Hospital that has also been remodeled, the former Brentwood Memorial Specialist Hospital, also comes with enhanced medical facilities, the totality of which is that Rivers people will be better off with these medical institutions being established not just in the city of Port Harcourt. There are also the zonal hospitals that will soon also come on board, all for the overall health of Rivers people.
Orimato, So as we pray, as we pray, Amaya Bibi Mao. Oh, put up no brass we pray, Amaya Bibi Mao. Amaya Nabo, brass we pray. So as we pray, as we pray, Amaya Bibi Mao. Oh, put up no brass we pray, Amaya Bibi Mao. Amaya so brass we pray. Jubolaye akawai. Jubolaye akawai. Akawai. Jubolaye siye iyamina pure. Ilaye namaye akariaye. Jubolaye akawai. Jubolaye akawai. Akawai. Jubolaye akawai. Jubalaye siye iyamina pure. Ilaye namaye akariaye. Jubalaye akawai. Jubalaye akawai. Jubalaye akawai.
Why tonight's event is specifically for the health sector. One will easily recall the success story under Governor Nyesom Wike's administration, from a road infrastructure that is changing the aesthetic outlook of Port Harcourt, to education, to sports. The governor has matched his words with action. And for many residents in the state, this administration is moving and performing beyond expectations. And at this point, we will be returning to our network studios on behalf of the outside broadcast crew. We sincerely thank you for your time while the inauguration of the River State Government House Clinic and the administrative block lasted. On behalf of the outside broadcast crew, my name is Kingsley Amajiri. Good evening.
Get this kind of thing, or I hear it.
Let's blow your trumpets. Advertise on NTAi News 24, located at headquarters.
Every year,
Tourists from the world over troop to Nigeria in their thousands to experience firsthand the marvels of the African continent.
I love Nigeria.
Nigeria is beautiful.
I love Nigeria.
With natural and man-made tourist attraction.
Nigeria is a beautiful place. Nigeria is
The tourism sector is a preferred industry with sprawling savanna of the north and the thick mangrove forests of the south. Nigeria has very great potential for ecotourism. With more than 350 different ethnic groups, each with very rich cultural heritage, this land offers the very best in cultural tourism. Wherever you look, there's a great sight to behold. Put simply, Nigeria is a heaven for tourists. The climate is and hospitable.
We formed the APC from day one with the intention of changing the direction of Nigeria. We believe Nigeria is an African power and can be a major powerhouse in world affairs. But to do that, we need to change our direction.
It can be done. This country cannot be written off. It can be done. And this country will still lead Africa. We're making steps, slow steps, moving on. I mean, it took the Americans 200 plus years to get where they are. We're moving.
NTAi Sports 24, where sports thrive.
What does it take to get ahead in today's world? To get your dream job, the perfect girl, even a table at your favorite dance club. It takes moving fast. It takes moving at the speed of 4G. With Intel 4G LTE, you've got it all covered. That's because you have access to super fast unlimited data that enables you move as fast as the speed of light. Now, no download is too heavy, no conversation too long. Nothing is impossible. Get Intel 4G LTE Advanced today and do so much more. Intel. Live more.
This is Mambila Plateau, a place in Nigeria endowed with enormous natural resources. The topography, the undulating plains, and exciting rock formations. Waterfalls and waterways are second to none. Said to be the highest point in Nigeria, Mambila Plateau is the home of the largest hydroelectricity project in West Africa. Mambila Plateau, a virgin beauty waiting to be exploited for tourism.
Welcome to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
Remember that a safe border is a prerequisite for a safe nation.
President Buhari unveils new digital hub for safe migration and border management.
The vaccines that we're going to be rolling out in the next couple of days are going to be safe and effective against the virus.
Less than 24 hours until COVID-19 vaccinations begin nationwide, health authorities allay fears, insist on adherence to other public safety measures.
Then, Judah, I can assure you have a heavy task on your hands. Because we have over 30 brands in this country. 30 what? 30 brands and all brewed locally.
And sunset for veteran on cockcrow at dawn. Hello, good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTAi Network News tonight. I am Joseph Johnson in Abuja. Ingeno John Adams joins us from Lagos. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the Nigerian Immigration Service to not only improve surveillance and control around the nation's borders, but also ensure that criminal elements do not find Nigeria as a safe haven to hide and perpetrate their criminality. The president, who gave the directive at the virtual inauguration of the Nigeria Immigration Service Technology Building, also instructed security agencies to raise their performance in protecting lives and property. State House correspondent Adam Samba reports.
The 10 billion naira technology building, expected to serve as the command and control center of the Nigerian Immigration Service, provides a unique platform for security agencies in the country to synergize and harmonize efforts towards addressing Nigeria's national security concerns. The edifice, robust in ICT infrastructure, is described as a huge contribution to global security, as both local and transnational criminal activities can be effectively monitored and nipped in the bud.
Mr. President, sir, this technology building could not have come at a better time than now, as it has placed the service in a vantage position to confront the criminal activities of terrorists, migrant smugglers, human traffickers, and our other transnational criminal activities who may want to use our route to commit crimes.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, the construction of the control center is in line with his administration's vision to formulate and implement policies that will protect and enhance the lives and living standards of Nigerians.
As a security agency, I charge you to be relentless in carrying out your statutory duties of keeping our borders safe while we ensure that criminal elements don't find Nigeria as a safe haven to hide and perpetrate their criminality. I urge you to actively collaborate with international security organizations like the Interpol in safeguarding our borders. Remember that a safe border is a prerequisite for a safe nation.
While insisting that the service must develop strong working relationship and ties with the international community and friendly nations as it relates to migration management, the president said the frontline workers in particular should remember that as windows to the world, they must show the best face of Nigeria at all times.
It is imperative that our ranking in the Global Security Index improves, and I am using this medium to call on all security agencies to step up their activities towards achieving this goal. I assure you that the administration will give the much needed support to you in your operations. I charge you not to rest on your present achievements, but strive to excel and make Nigeria proud.
The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, described the security challenges facing the country as temporal and surmountable, as the weakest link had been the land borders, and the technology building now in place will play a pivotal role in effective policing. He said 50% of all immigration personnel in Nigeria are now to work at the nation's borders. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is urging Nigerians to go about their lawful businesses as the country's unity is not negotiable. The president stated this at an audience to the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, on the state of the nation. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu again reports.
Governor Yahaya Bello, accompanied by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, was in the State House to formally brief the President on the suspension of strike and blockade of food and cattle supply to the southern part of Nigeria by the Amalgamated Union of Food and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria. Governor Bello had, on the mandate of the President, engaged those that matter and amicably resolved the crisis in the interest of the nation. Discussions with the President centered on the commitments extracted from both parties, demands made, and indeed the best way forward.
And Mr. President is very happy with the speed with which we resolve the matter. We are all aware that Mr. President, as a father, is so committed to the peace, security, and well-being of Nigerians, irrespective of your tribe, religion, or where you come from. Mr. President expressed his appreciation to all those who ensure that the impasse is resolved amicably.
President Buhari and the Kogi State Governor also analyzed the nation's security situation, expressing optimism that with the new measures put in place, Nigerians will soon heave a sigh of relief.
As the Commander-in-Chief, he has assured each and every one of us that Nigeria is going to be secured, it's going to be safe, it's going to be prosperous. And I believe in him 100%. He urged each and every one of us to continue to go about our lawful businesses in the country, that Nigeria's unity is unnegotiable. Nigeria must be united, Nigeria must be peaceful, and Nigeria must be prosperous.
Governor Yahya Bello, who maintains a contrary view on COVID-19, however, said he believes in vaccines. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTAi News.
As Nigeria finalizes arrangements to roll out the COVID-19 vaccines beginning on Friday, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Hanure, says though the vaccination exercise is a game changer, it should, however, not be regarded as an opportunity by the public to disregard other public safety measures put in place to curb the spread of the infections in Nigeria. The minister was speaking at the second edition of the State House weekly press briefing, focusing on Nigeria's response to the coronavirus pandemic in the last 1 year. Here again is State House correspondent Adam Masambo with the report.
Since the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic in February last year, Nigeria, as at the 3rd of March this year, recorded a total confirmed cases of 156,963. Out of the number, 135,831 have been treated and discharged, while 1,939 people have died of the disease.
You will agree that with the leadership of Mr. President, Nigeria has actually mounted a very robust response to this outbreak. And you know, when things go wrong in our country, we often blame government. And when they go right, we thank God. But I think in this case, God may have walked a little bit through the leadership of our country to establish the mechanisms that have directed the robust response we've had so far.
And with the arrival of nearly 4 million doses of AstraZeneca last Tuesday, arrangements are now on to roll out the COVID-19 vaccines on Friday, with the frontline health workers as first beneficiaries. President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo are expected to be vaccinated on Saturday as a deliberate attempt at thwarting vaccine hesitancy, which is reported to be increasing worldwide.
I know there are so many countries that started vaccinating before Nigeria, but if you are to inquire, you will find that a lot of them did not wait for WHO emergency use listing. Some of them did not wait for some of the stringent regulatory agencies to certify these vaccines before they started using them. That is not what we're going to do in Nigeria. That is not what we have done. We've gone through a rigorous process, and we're pretty comfortable that the vaccines that we're going to be rolling out in the next couple of days are going to be safe and effective against the virus.
NAFDA Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye is reassuring Nigerians that the agency will not abdicate its responsibility of ensuring that only safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines are administered on them.
The lab staff took samples, and as we speak, they are working around the clock to test the vaccines. Without us saying it is okay, it cannot even be launched tomorrow. So I've been working with Dr. Faisal to ensure that by the end of the day or very early in the morning, we will say, yes, it is okay.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Hanure, maintains that it is in the interest of everyone that the whole country is vaccinated, saying no one is safe until all Nigerians are safe.
Look at vaccine as a game changer, the much awaited silver bullet that should take care of COVID-19. But I must give a warning right away that it does not mean the end of all other measures. We are not going back on the non-pharmaceutical interventions or the public health measures. They must continue so that we continue to protect ourselves.
Dr. Hanure also speaks on the lessons to be learned post-COVID-19.
We shall use these lessons to review the impact on our population health. We shall use it to consolidate our health system, to rebuild and especially reorganize our public health response and public health security, and review the changes that we need to make in our health system so that we can respond even better in future.
The third edition of the State House media briefing put together by the Presidential Communications team is scheduled for next week. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTAi News.
And the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has inspected the upgraded oxygen supply facility at the Idu Isolation and Treatment Center. Shoaibu Onoze Yakubu reports that the facility was upgraded to treat more severe cases of COVID-19.
Open it up, you discover that this is a gauge that tells us the pressure.
Briefing the FCT Minister, Acting Secretary for Health and Human Services Secretariat, Dr. Muhammad Kau, says a whole floor of the Isolation and Treatment Center has been piped to convey oxygen directly to 72 beds, with the intention to increase the number to 100 beds in no too distant time.
When the second wave of COVID-19 hit the FCT sometime towards the end of December and early January, we realized that there was a need to improve on the available bed spaces that have piped oxygen.
The minister, however, commended the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and the Federal Ministry of Health for the assistance provided toward the upgrade of the oxygen facilities at the center. Shoaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTAi News.
Let's turn to the National Assembly now, where the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, has thrown his weight behind calls for the restructuring of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency to enable the agency improve on the delivery of its mandate. He made this known when he granted audience to the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Marwa. Senator Lawan observed that the role of the anti-drug agency has become more critical, especially in the light of recent security challenges in Nigeria, stating that the agency's new role demands more public sensitization on abstinence and its current campaign for stiffer penalties for offenders to act as deterrents. He also supported the call for the infusion of enlightenment courses in schools to form part of the academic curriculum.
Found, I'm sure, is probably because the agency has not been able to have a better structure that will enable it fight drug trafficking and even addiction of the 21st century. This law was signed in 1989 and is therefore, like you have indicated, due for amendment. And I want to take this opportunity to tell you that we are going to give a very expeditious consideration to this amendment bill.
Both parties agree that illicit use of drugs in Nigeria fuels crime rate and must be checked by government, families and religious leaders. In the meantime, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Niger State Command, has arrested 2 suspects in possession of 27 locally fabricated arms in Kotangwara local government area of Niger State. Acting State Commander NDLEA Isaac Aloye said the arrest was made about 107 kilometers away from Kagara, where mass abduction of secondary students and women was carried out last month. Oriyomi Olagunju has more.
Special Squad of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Niger State Command, during its stop and search exercise, clamped down on the 2 suspects along Kotongwara Zuru Road, few kilometers away from Kagara, the community where abduction of students and women took place last month. Parading the suspects, the NDLEA boss disclosed that 15 locally fabricated pistols and 12 locally made AK-47 rifles were concealed in a sack on a motorcycle suspected to be transported to Kebbi.
It's our duty as law enforcement agency to arrest them. We are transferring them now to the Nigerian police force.
The suspects revealed to NTAi News that the arms belong to an association to protect themselves from bandits. He explained that the 15th pistol found on him, loaded with bullets, is for his personal use and was purchased in one of the local markets in their community.
Our association called Zaman Lafia Dole sent me to purchase the arms.
Proliferation of arms in Nigeria, particularly in rural community, is assuming an alarming proportion, hence the need for concerted efforts to complement the government in winning the war against insecurity. Oriyomi Olagunju, NTAi News.
Of Aviation Sadiq has disclosed that Aminu Kano International Airport will soon be reopened for international flights. He made the disclosure during an interface with the Kano and Jigawa caucus of the House of Representatives on the matter. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the Port Harcourt and Enugu airports are also slated to reopen soon for international operations.
The continued suspension of international flights at the Aminu Kano International Airport, says the House Leader Alhassan Ado Dogwa, has undermined commercial and social activities in the northwest of Nigeria. He pointed out that the airports in Abuja and Lagos, which were also closed to international traffic in the wake of COVID-19, have since resumed international operations.
We want to ask Your Excellency, Mr. Minister, and members of the relevant aviation agencies, why do we have to continue to have the Ma'lama Aminu Kano International Airport closed down, despite changes, even in the global situations about COVID-19, which of course was the basic reasons why all the international airports were shut down.
The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, explained that Nigeria is losing a lot of revenue due to the continuous suspension of international flights at Kano, Enugu and Port Harcourt airports, but it was a necessary decision taken in the interest of national security and health of citizens.
Right now, we are certifying Kano Airport to become the third certified airport in Nigeria. It has never been done before this government came in. And so on and so forth, that we're putting infrastructure in Kano to ensure that Kano comes back to life.
He added that though the federal government has made huge investments in upgrading airports in the country to international standards, the safety of Nigerians is of utmost priority. Lami Ali, NTAi News.
Still talking legislative matters, Governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike has called for nothing less than 10% of the proceeds from oil exploration to host communities, which he says should also be tied to specific projects for the development of the communities. The governor said this when he received members of the National Assembly Joint Committees on Petroleum Industry Bill, led by Victor Nwokolo at Government House, Port Harcourt. Ogedinyekwere completes the report.
The quest for the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill lingers. Stakeholders are saying it is critical to consider the plight of the host communities before its passage. Governor Wike advocates that not less than 10% of the funds should be dedicated to the development of the host communities.
I must make it specific on what the money will be used for. You talk about education, you talk about health. Don't just say 10% to the oil communities. No. It will be tied to specific projects.
Leader of the delegation, Victor Nwokolo, says the committee is in the state to address contentious issues in the petroleum industry bill bordering on the host communities.
What we saw today, that a community that is known for fishing as a means of livelihood have been brought to a standstill. The boats were there, over 40, 50 boats, lying idle because their water had been fully polluted.
He is hopeful that the interaction with the host communities will translate to ascertaining the impact of oil exploration in these communities. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinyekwere, NTAi News.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and its subsidiaries are committed to the development of the $1.4 billion multipurpose industrial platform projects plant set up to produce ammonia and diammonium phosphate under the gas industrialization and strategy signed with Morocco. The GMD NNPC, Mele Kolokiari, reiterated Nigeria's commitment to taking equity stakes in being the joint venture company towards ensuring availability of sufficient gas for the success of the project. Lydia Sampson reports.
The agreements are to further cement the joint resolve of President Muhammadu Buhari and King Mohammed VI, King of Morocco, to the development of multi-purpose industrial platform project in Nigeria, as well as other sovereign bilateral initiatives between Nigeria and Morocco. The project is structured to commercialize Nigeria's vast natural gas resources and satisfy Morocco's demand for cost-competitive ammonia.
This project will positively impact agriculture, stimulate and fast-track the growth of gas-based industries, and consequently lead to massive job creation for our teeming youthful population.
So gas is there for the phase one. There's enormous resources available around, and we have interest in nearly all the resources that are on ground. So gas is clearly available, and this project will not be stopped or will not be interrupted by gas supply.
The economic vibrancy introduced by the program cannot be quantified. In the process, NSIA, OCP, and FEFSEN have also forged partnership, which has created avenues to further broaden the scope of the collaboration.
I'm delighted that our partnership has now evolved to the point of signing the joint venture agreement for the development of the ammonia and DAP plants.
Stakeholders say the NNPC, as one of Africa's largest state oil and gas company with a presence in every area of the oil and gas value chain, will no doubt play the most critical role in the realization of these landmark agreements. This is because, in addition to its exploration activities, the NNPC has power and operational interest in refining, petrochemicals and products transportation, as well as marketing. The Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority landmark agreements with OCP of Morocco include Akwa Ibom State, NNPC, Gas Aggregation Company Nigeria Limited, Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board, and Fertilizer Producers and Suppliers Association of Nigeria. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Let's now bring you some messages. NTN Network News returns in a moment or two. Stay with us.
We're just having a good time, and I'm feeling so good.
Where you did? I dey come now. You go see me now. You go.
Call your body and everybody, yeah. Make we start to the.
Where you did now? You go see me now.
Everybody they dance.
Where you did now? Oh you go see me now.
You want
I'm fine, sir. Even me, I surprised.
Hey, where you at? Go Mexico, you go Jericho, I go let you go.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us one truth nobody knows.
I like to steam it from my mama's pot.
The best data plans in town. Dial *777#.
I've been looking at you from across the way, and I think about you almost every day. Now I think that I must have a crush on you. I hope that you feel it too.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Dear customer, link your national identification number to your Airtel router, MiFi and ODU devices today. Log on to www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to access the Airtel HBB Self-Care Portal. Click on Submit NIN from the displayed options and then enter your 11-digit NIN details. You will get a confirmation message immediately after. If you are using a universal device with Airtel SIM, don't worry, we got you covered as well. Just log on to www.airtel.com.ng/NIN, insert your home broadband device number and wait for confirmation. Once confirmed, type in your alternate number and email where you will receive a one-time password. Insert the OTP to verify the account. Fill in your 11-digit NIN details, submit, and you're good to go. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white cloths, towels, and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it. Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white cloths, towels, and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it.
By the magical coast of the Atlantic, the luxurious residential towers with contemporary interiors that accentuate a genuine sense of serenity and contentment, featuring world-class amenities and social areas, where everyone can spend the best times from the comfort of home. For those who seek the best shape, and the little precious ones who do not hide but always seek. Excellence is an idea significantly resembled in the new coastal gem, which offers invincible opportunities of fine living and investment. Invest in Paramount Twin Towers by Grenadines Homes. Live the excellence.
After a tough loss in London last weekend, Burnley will take on another North London club as they seek to get back to winning ways. This Saturday, it's Burnley versus Arsenal on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTAi from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Go.com.
Glad to have you back. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations is currently debating on how best to effectively manage and regulate the practice of lobbying as a specialized area of public relations. The group is utilizing a 3-day workshop holding in Calabar to brainstorm on the issue. Odrak Etam reports.
Lobbying is fast becoming a potent tool for advocacy, which is being used by many groups or individuals, especially when an issue of interest is undergoing a legislative process. The concept of lobbying as an information communication process is rarely discussed in the public relations body of knowledge. Hence, the hosting of a 3-day workshop by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations to give a better understanding of the practice from legal and public relations perspectives. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, represented by the General Manager NTAi Calabar, Mr. Samuel Olalude, is calling for a dynamic professional institution.
Public relations experts can play an important role in ensuring that managers are communicated accurately. You all have an understanding of what messages resonate and how to best pitch them.
I would therefore recommend a full unit in the Department of Mass Communication that will take lobbying as a full program.
The words of the governor, and I agree with him, as part of a study in the tertiary institutions.
Imperative of bringing to fore the issue of lobbying, and we felt it was time that we came together since we believe it is a public relations function.
The issue of lobbying, it enhances participation in the decision and policy making process.
The workshop is expected to make participants to understand lobbying as an integral part of modern strategic communication required to drive participatory governance. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTAi News.
Now, far from being a sad event, the death of Sadiq Daba, who led a God-fearing life and devoted his resources to the progress of humanity, is being regarded as one of celebration and a glorious transition to eternal bliss. This is the thrust of a short sermon by the Imam of Masjid Shababuddin Islam, Ibrahim Ariz, during the burial of the ace broadcaster and actor in Lagos. Adeni Taiwo completes the report.
His cock no longer crows because no new day dawns for him anymore. Now he finds peace with his maker, leaving behind all his earthly costumes. Late Sadiq Daba, a husband, a father, award-winning actor and ace broadcaster,
Yet, that's half the measure of the man he was, having led a life that touched many on and off the screen positively. That short prayer, led by the Imam of Masjid Shababuddin Islam, Ibrahim Aris, marked the beginning of his journey home, as his body was laid to rest according to Islamic injunctions, with members of his immediate family and friends at the graveside to bid him final farewell.
Nothing in this life, just you have to obey Allah.
And so sad that he's not here today to even be here for the rest of us to visit our grandchildren.
Well, it made me remember my childhood, and then
Earlier at his MKO Gardens Ikeja residence, a condolence register was opened for scores of sympathizers, including members of the theatre fraternity, who trooped in to honor his memories.
All the children are in good schools. He told them that when you go to school, that's my legacy for you.
He is survived by his wife, Bolaji, and children. In Lagos, NTAi News.
The NTAi family and that of Nollywood and lovers of the arts have continued to mourn the death of ace broadcaster and actor Sadiq Daba, who passed on the evening of Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. In this report, Gufang Shaji brings us the life and times of the veteran broadcaster and actor.
Coming in a few minutes.
Most people from the older generation in Nigeria will remember Sadiq Daba's face on television as a broadcaster for the Nigerian Television Authority. His long career with the NTAi started after his bosom friend and veteran producer Peter Igo featured him as an actor in several soap operas quite popular back in the 80s, such as Cockerel at Down and Behind the Clouds.
Beatrice, take good care of your mother while I'm away. I don't want any fighting.
The former executive director programs Nigerian Television Authority describes Sadiq Daba as a quintessential actor, but says he would rather like to remember him as a family man.
Sadiq Daba is so many things to so many people. Like a many-layered onion. Everyone you peel, you see something fresh and different and new. When I started AM Express, he was one of the anchor presenters with Inka Craig and the young ladies. People had learned from him. People have benefited from him. He had made so many people happy, had touched so many lives.
The veteran's last appearance on NTAi was during NTAi's celebration at 40, where he featured on NTAi's Weekend Deal.
Ask him if he has seen the victim before.
Sadiq Daba won the African Movie Academy Award as Best Actor for his role in the movie October 1st, where he played the role of Inspector Waziri. He died at the age of 69 after a prolonged battle with prostate cancer and leukemia. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTAi News.
And the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has mourned the demise of Sadiq Daba, describing him as an iconic thespian, broadcaster and a giant of his time. In a statement signed by his special assistant, Segun Adeyemi, the minister said the death of Sadiq Daba is a huge loss to the entertainment industry and the nation in general. He lauded the pioneering role of the deceased, along with his contemporaries, in nurturing the Nigerian movie industry to its present towering status as the second largest movie industry in the world. Lai Mohammed recalled his attendance of the premiere of the Nollywood Nigerian Air Force movie Eagle Wings, in which Mr. Daba made a cameo appearance in spite of his health challenges. He described the deceased as a role model who created a path for many movie stars who rose from obscurity to stardom. Lai Mohammed condoled with the family of the deceased, his colleagues and the movie industry in general, saying his legacy is assured because of his monumental success in his chosen fields. He also prayed God to grant repose to the soul of the deceased and to give his family the courage to bear their irreparable loss. Also, the Director General of the NTAi, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, has received with shock news of the death of veteran broadcaster Sadiq Daba. He says for the NTAi, the loss is personal on the account of the wide network of friends Sadiq's personality attracted. In a message sent to the widow of the deceased, the NTAi Director General quoted the late American President Abraham Lincoln, where he said, quote, "In this life of ours, grief must come to all." The DG said grief has indeed come to the larger NTAi family. He, however, says NTAi takes solace in the fact that in his relatively short sojourn on earth, Sadiq comforted, entertained, and cheered multitudes. He will forever be remembered for the joy and bliss he brought to all those who had the opportunity of making his acquaintance. The leadership and members of Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union Ratau condoles with the NTAi, Nollywood and Nigerians over the demise of veteran broadcaster Sadiq Daba. Ratau said the broadcast industry will miss the exceptional professionalism of late Sadiq Daba. Ratau sympathized with family of bereaved and prayed God to grant them the fortitude to bear the loss. And may so rest in peace. Let's bring you other news now. Governors of the Northeast region are advocating a review of the federal government's de-radicalization program on repentant Boko Haram terrorists for more efficiency. Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad reports that governors at the end of their 4th regional meeting held in Bauchi agreed to come up with a joint task force on schools security.
The forum, in its resolutions and recommendations, appreciate the reinforcement efforts of the federal government in the fight against insurgency and other forms of criminalities in the region and call for the establishment of community policing and sub-regional security outfits to complement the effort of the military and other federal security agencies in addressing all security challenges. The forum also noted with dismay that despite the importance of the Mambila hydropower project to Nigeria and the Northeast sub-region, it only exists on paper and therefore call on the federal government to accord the project the desired seriousness due to its anticipated impact.
Attorney Generals of our respective states have met and they have poured their recommendations to the forum with a view to dealing with some aspects, especially on the issue of de-radicalization of ex-members of Boko Haram.
On education, the forum observed that an aggressive approach is required to reposition education in the region, therefore agreed to form the Northeast Council on Education.
The mandate to improve quality and performance of students, set up peer review, and collect data to drive decision-making on education.
After a meeting with the British High Commissioner in Nigeria, the forum resolved to work with the UK government in all areas that will be of benefit to the region without compromising the sovereignty of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And we must have the honesty and sincerity to say that we are not living up to the expectations of those who brought us to power. That we are conscious and that we are saying it means that we are taking strenuous measures.
In Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad, NTAi News.
Let's turn to our Lagos Network Center for more stories, and here is Hingunu. Hingunu.
Thank you, Joseph. Justice Mohammed Liman of the Federal High Court in Lagos has refused and discharged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC's application seeking the interim forfeiture of Senator Bukola Saraki's property at 17A MacDonald Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. Michael Olale reports.
The controversy surrounding the former Senate President's property in Ikoyi has lingered since 2017. But the EFCC, not satisfied, approached the Federal High Court in Lagos with documents that the property is a proceed of unlawful activities, thereby seeking final forfeiture. After both counsels had adopted their respective written addresses, Justice Lima, in his judgment, faulted the EFCC document based on failure to put up a defense on how the property were acquired, but rather backed the claims relating to the respondents' back transactions, showing several deposits by one Abdul Adama, whom the EFCC failed to present to the courts. Justice Lima found that the applicant has, in its affidavit in support of its motion for final forfeiture, stated that the properties were purchased with a personal loan, which the applicant failed to establish the claim. The proceeds for procuring the properties were from the Kwara State Government House accounts. He said the position of the EFCC on personal loan to acquire the property was supported by the respondent's document, but the applicant successfully made a case of strange source of income. With all addresses adopted, the court held that the applicant failed to prove its entitlement to the relief of final forfeiture of the respondent's properties and accordingly dismissed the application and vacated the interim forfeiture order it made on the 21st of October 2019. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NT News.
Now, the need to rebuild capacity of secondary school teachers in line with the health hazards and risk factors associated with students' involvement in the use of substances formed part of discourse at a 6-day enlightenment program in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports that school administrators drawn from 18 colleges were reminded of their role as teachers to sensitize the students on the need to stay on the side of the law.
With the spirit of youth unrest, violence and acts of criminality reported daily in the news, governments at all levels have continued to strategize on finding a lasting solution to this growing concern.
They mixed up with this drink.
In lending their voice to tackle the issue from the four walls of classroom, teachers and counselors were taken through the rudiments of a comprehensive evidence-based substance use prevention training for secondary school students. The training, which focuses on how teachers can disabuse the minds of students from peer pressure, explaining the roles of parents in nurturing their wards.
We want to build their capacity so that they will be able to identify those risk factors that will expose the students to the use of psychoactive substances. And if they don't have this understanding, it becomes difficult for them to intervene.
While placing premium on the importance of teachers and their contributions to human development, facilitators urged them to practice more of personal communication technique skills for substance use prevention and classroom management of inappropriate behavior.
Why I so much love this program is the aspect they are hammering on. Prevention, which is better than cure. How to prevent it.
And what is happening globally now, you will see that there is a high rate of depression going on. A lot of people are depressed. This is actually leading to youths engaging in different vices.
It will help me to impart, to actually use the knowledge gotten from here to help youth in general.
The consensus of participants is that addressing substance issues among youths must be a collaborative effort between the government and the public. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTAi News.
It's now time for another break. The news continues shortly.
Helen Paul! Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission? Yes, but how? Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean? I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years. Oh, madam. The regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach. Wow! Now I'm convinced, Helen Paul. Really? Yeah. Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours.
Guess what?
What?
I scored a hat trick today.
Cool.
Wow.
And how did you celebrate?
Just do your hands like this.
And hold your nose like this.
Body odor is caused by germs. That's why you need the new improved Dettol Cool Soap, which protects against 99.9% odor-causing germs with an extra burst of menthol freshness. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white cloths, towels, and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it. Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white cloths, towels, and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it.
After a tough loss in London last weekend, Burnley will take on another North London club as they seek to get back to winning ways. This Saturday, it's Burnley versus Arsenal on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTAi from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Go.com.
Glad to have you staying with us. Climate change is expected to displace millions of people, and engineers are worried that man may be pushing the planet towards ecological collapse. This was at the 2021 World Engineering Day in Abuja. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
Nyechi Okafor may be doing her business legitimately, but she is one of those emitting the 1/4 of global black carbon, which the United Nations says is the second largest contributor to climate change after carbon dioxide through log burning.
Firewood is no dye is because of the smoke that comes out of it. People always say that they like the firewood. It's the natural, the local taste that comes when you use firewood to cook, unlike gas.
Worried by this challenge and knowing that man cannot naturally be detached from his environment, Nigerian engineers joined their counterparts the world over towards ensuring they play their role in the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals by ensuring a healthy planet.
As engineers, we know that the solution to make the planet healthier lies on us because we work for common good always.
If you keep adapting without mitigating, what you are doing is compounding the effects on the poor. Also, reducing carbon dioxide emission will not halt climate change in the immediate. Engineers need to start sustainable adaptation now.
Director General of the NTAi, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, was recognized for his support and drive for local content.
The DG2, this will motivate him to do more. We want to address the issue of climate change too in NTAi. Because we operate with generator all the time. But I'm happy, we have started with our OB vans. We are using inverter. We are trying to see how we can integrate it into solar technology and it will reduce costs.
Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Co-Marshal Federal Road Safety Commission, Dr. Boboye Oyemi has requested support from global financial institution to enhance their core operational activities. He made the call during the World Bank annual briefing on road safety improvement in Nigeria, which took place virtually. The Corps Marshal is hoping to engage support for capacity building on data management for newly established local government station officers and paramedics, as well as fleet renewal to aid the Corps in realizing its corporate mandate. A release by the Corps Public Relations Officer Bisi Kazim indicates that the meeting had the Corps Marshal Dr. Boboye Oyemi, the World Bank Transport Lead Dr. Suasimos Job, and the bank's road safety specialist A.K. Fahad, a consultant World Bank Nigeria engineer Chukudi Ikejani, amongst other world-class experts on road safety. The federal government is considering the revitalization of the Ahmadu Bello University's sports complex in its bid to develop youth and sports in Nigeria. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare made the promise when he granted audience to the management of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kabiru Bala Ikechukundukwe reports.
Burundi hosts a university for the 2021 Confederation of African Athletics and a poor facility in the university, which was once conferred with the title of Center of Sports Excellence by the Federal Minister of Sports, were the reasons for the advocacy visit.
On the master plan, the sports complex has been cited. During the NOGA of 2001, grandstand was built. We want to see first what we can do to complete that stadium, because they said they could actually host some big stuff.
Minister of Youth and Sports Sunday Dare says, though the project is not in the budget, but the ministry will make a passionate appeal to the federal government to intervene in some critical facilities in the university.
We will try and opt a couple of ministers, transport, works and housing. We'll just come and say, look, for the sake of sports development and our youth, we're going to make that visit that direction.
Vice Chancellor Madubele University Professor Kabiru Bala noted that sporting facilities in the university, if revitalized, could engage youth meaningfully and reduce youth restiveness. Ike Chukundukwe, NTAi News.
And in sports, Team Nigeria shines at African Nations Volleyball Championships in Abuja. Tamara Biwe brings us details on sports update.
Nigeria came from 2 sets down to beat Cameroon 3-2 in the opening game of the African Nations Under-18 Girls and Under-19 Boys Volleyball Championships. The Under-19 boys lost the first 2 sets, 21-25, 23-25, but won the remaining 3 sets, 25-23, 25-14, and 15-9, to the admiration of spectators.
The Under-19 Edge Gather were the defending champions in Africa, and we worked actually hard for us to win this particular match. For the first 2 sets, the young lads couldn't get their reading. But they picked the 3rd set, the 4th set, and the 5th set. That shows the hard work of the youth.
The federal government has thrown its weight behind the candidature of the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, at the upcoming FIFA Council elections in Morocco, March 12. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Nebolisa Anako, highlights the benefits to Nigeria should Amaju Pinnick emerge victorious at the elections.
If the NFF president wins this position, it will not be a victory for the federal government and all Nigerians alone, but the African continent.
In cycling, 11 cyclists have commenced training at the Velodrome Package A of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, preparatory to this year's African Continental Championship track cycling, holding in Cairo, Egypt, March 10 to 14. The team, which comprises 3 males and 8 females, will participate in junior, under-23 and elite categories.
We have Destiny Onyewo, we have Deborah and Jessica. They are all new talent discovered, and by the grace of God, they will do Nigeria proud.
The contingent will depart Nigeria March 8. With sports updates, Tamara Ebiwe, NTAi News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled the leadership of the National Assembly, particularly members of the House of Representatives, over the passing of a lawmaker, Yoguda Hassan Killa. The president commiserates with Hassan Killa's family, friends, associates, people and government of Jigawa State on the sad incident, praying that Almighty God will grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with government and people of Benue State over the death of Chief Tekula Suswam, praying that the Almighty God will comfort his family and all loved ones. The president also condoles with the former governor of Benue State, Senator Gabriel Suswam, who is the deceased younger brother, and all friends and associates of the renowned community leader whose impact on media and education in the state remain commendable. The Ezechuku family of Amisi in Agwata local government area of Anambra State and the Igwe of Amesi in council have announced the passing of Chief Aloysius Uchenna Ezechukwu Onukwebe I of Amesi and the chairman editorial board of the authority newspapers. A statement by Chief Oliver Ezechukwu for the family indicates that the deceased died on Friday, February 20, 2021 in Abuja at the age of 68. A program for the funeral will be announced in due course. And that's NTAi Network News. Thank you very much indeed for being a part of it. I'm Joseph Johnson. Remember to always stand with the NTAi against rape and rapists. Good night.
I never get this kind of thing, or I hear it.
Abuja Intraprojects Agency then called me because we are partner with them. They say we should come. There is a survivor fund that the government wanted to give technicians.
They capture everybody, including food seller in my own workshop.
When my chairman called me that there is parity something, that I should come and take my cash off. The money now come, and that money helped me a lot. As a widow, where there is no husband. So it's this thing that I used to help myself, and that money helped me and pay some of my children's school fees.
You don't reach almost 40-something years back where I did for this Nigeria. I never get this kind of thing, or I hear it.
It is only this government, President Muhammadu Buhari, likewise in Vice, that he recognized a mechanic